What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Phlox'em. We are here again with our Road to Vegas. So, lots happened over this last weekend. Got to play some ABR, did ABR Archon, ended up actually bringing Warlock Hussa to the Archon, which was kind of a snap decision. I was looking at what I had for options because it had to be PV, and I think I got scared of not having enough creature control, so I ended up bringing Warlock here, and it's just not there. So I think we've played enough with this one. You can see that video. I think it'll be up probably before this one will be up. You can go see that, check it out, just kind of see, how that went and sort of more of my thoughts on it. But I think we're going to go ahead and strike this from the list. I'm going to leave Color Bearer on there for now. I still think it has some really interesting stuff. The red line rotation can really make a difference. I think the amount of draw you have can make a difference. So we'll see. We're not going to count that out yet, but we got a couple more Amber Skies here to take a look at. I think we're going to start with Lucky Rogue of Camdona. So let's hop into a game with this deck. All right, we got our game up here. We are going against some PV, which is fine. That's what we want to be testing against. Let's take a look at what we got here. Poltergeist, Tales Banished, Triple Carrion Worm is a lot of creature control. That's actually not great for us. We have a lot of creatures that want to stay on the board. Also got Untrum Serenity. So we do have, this is a shard deck. Our shards are going to be struggling against this deck with both the Poltergeist and the Untrum Serenity. Untrum. Wow, that's a tough one to say. Untrum's Serenity. But we'll see what we can do. I think our dis here could be really helpful. We got the clipped wings, so we can try to just purge out some of these problem cards. Discards a flurry off of playing a flurry. Interesting. Tough to have the Drumble here. There's really could have maybe mulligan this, but we can just give it to get Imperium. Okay, we'll take that. Give it to the Gift of Amber. We'll go ahead and kill that because it's just going to get Amber anyways, and it's just easier to remove it. We could have left it, I guess, for the Spendamander to fight, but I don't think this deck really supports going dis a lot unless you have the library down. So much of it is in the Mars. So this deck, I've had it for a while. I haven't really pushed it too hard. I think I felt like it can rely too much on the shards, which I have another shard deck that's actually in this list. And I think just in general, I'm finding those are just really struggling to get far enough and do enough here. So, ooh, this is actually tricky. I think we hold off on the Mars for one more turn. We'll just go ahead and drop these Skyborns. We'll see what happens. Okay, Warflean. Get our shard down, and then if we can find, no. If we find Black Tempest there, this is a really nice play, but this hand, our Mars is actually okay because we got the Mars pip on the Dust Imp. But anyways, this one is just very board dependent. So one, the shards are pretty good. We've got, well, really, it's not actually that shard dependent that I think about. I think the Shard of Courage is really important because your Skyborn just does not do what normal Skyborn wants to do outside of the Black Tempest. So you really have to be fighting with Black Tempest to get sort of Amber control in that house. The Mars is really good, but again, very board based. You have all these Yandelinks that you can be reaping with or scrapping to try and remove stuff. Okay, so they're just gonna Poltergeist it here. Man. I mean, I'm glad they're playing these. I think the fate effects on both of these are better than playing them as creatures. And there goes another Outlook, not so good. So we'll go ahead and call Mars and see what hits us. Valeria is nothing. Drop the Shard, drop Yandelinks, this guy, and then we'll Entropic Manipulator for nothing. But anyways, the Yandelinks is having 4 of them, one of them being house pipped into Skyborn, just really gives you a lot of reach with your Amber control, which can be nice, especially if you're trying to close out the game. You've got the Disruption and the double clipped wings, and the Cauterize is really nice. I guess we've got, yeah. And then you've got your Simwixes that really need to be fighting to kind of finish out that Amber control. So the problem is I think this deck needs to have a board and kind of wants my opponent to have a board. So if things are moving too fast, if there's too much C, too much Amber, and not many creatures on the board or anything, this deck just doesn't really have a leg to do what it needs to do to win outside of if I can get those Yandelinks scraps on a big Mars board. But we'll see. So I go back into Dis here, which I think is probably good for us. We're probably going to get some stuff bounced by these parasitic arachnoids, or carrion worms now. Yeah. Oh, playing them. Interesting. I guess we don't have a clean kill unless we go into Skyborn, but I don't mind going into Skyborn here and just getting Chandler down, taking this thing out. Maybe we just fight this too. So destroyed enemy creatures captures one from its own side. We have all our houses down too now, so Outlook not so good. It's not doing anything unless they fight off the Dust Imp, and then it only triggers off of Dis. I think it's better to reap with this right now, but unless they really want this, yeah, fate to go off. Ooh, chain themselves with They Tell No Tales. Interesting. Okay, so that does mean we're not stopping the key here, but I think that's okay. We're just gonna blow up this carrion worm. We'll scrap this to get some extra amber off of this. Yeah. But we are giving up a key here. Throw that there. We'll bomberang it. I think we should probably... Let's play Chandler first, so we have the armor. And I'll go ahead and fight off the Vivid Fairy. And so this alone now is not enough to stop our key. And this happens after key, so this can't really stop the key. Not looking great here. We would have liked to have seen a little bit more of our Mars at this point, or again, that Black Tempest just for some pressure, but that's okay. That means our end game should be a little bit stronger if we're just dumping Mars creatures every turn. Taking some time to think about this turn. We haven't really seen Saurian yet. A lot of stuff has been... And yeah, we just haven't seen much Saurian yet. Few of them were, I think, put under the fates there, at least the Archlegate was. We purged one. So we could see a few more Valerias coming down. Dilophosaurus would be scary. Now it's going to be an untamed turn. So this could be like the Cladogenesis or Serenity. Gonna fight the Arachnoid, but that gives it Scout, so it doesn't blow up the Arachnoid either, which is fine for us. Especially since this is staying on the board. Ooh. There's a Cladogenesis. Okay, so we lost our Mars there. Unfortunate. More ammo for the Doctor, I guess, but... And they lost the Serenity, which means our artifacts are going to be safe now until that Poltergeist comes back around. Lost in the Woods is unfortunate. That's not what we wanted to see. Overreach. Does this deck care at all about key colors? I guess red lets us kill creatures with saboteurs. Slow turn here, but hopefully we ping something good with the clipped wings. Banish. That's fine. Okay, this is a pretty solid Skyborn turn. We have two of our houses down now too, so this... Oh wait, that actually went off. They just discarded Marcella. Carrion Worm, we can kill... we can kill both because we have this too. And this will actually lose them an amber because of the house pip, which is nice. This is the one house we don't actually have on the board. Ooh, Traumatic Echo is pretty bad. Hit creatures, come on. Okay, creatures is great. Oh, they had a second banish? Goodness, what a dis turn. Okay, we're gonna go Skyborn. Silver Linings doesn't get us there. We can drop dusting this. Thing that. Do we just discard this here? I'm not sure if we do, actually. Because we have the intentional discharge coming too. I want to make sure we have a creature if we just pick up. Or we could just get the 2-2-2 again. Okay, there's another Valeria, which we don't have a great answer for now, except for the Double Doom, but I maybe don't mind doing a library turn. Okay, we lose our other discard to the Eddy. A little scary here. I guess we could stun both of them if we just go Mars, but Mars is not really the turn I want to do here. It might be correct, though, actually. Let's go ahead and do it. Oh, man, still no discharge. Still on our 2/2/2s. This is a little rough. If they don't go back into Saurian, I think it's a pretty easy call here. If they do, to unstun these, we might just have to go back into Mars. What else do they have for creature control? They just cycled, which is crazy, because they took a few chains on that playthrough. We still have a lot left, but again, we're getting lots of these 2/2/2 hands, which is just another thing with this deck, right? If it's not going to be efficient enough, this just means any kind of like real disruption, especially from PV, just hurts us even more. Okay, so they do go back into Saurian here. Just unfortunate. They're going to do some capturing. We don't mind the capturing. This actually gives us something to fight. We get to discard off of Yandelinks too, so I think we probably do just go back into Mars. Only problem is we're not killing this, but maybe we just stun him. Or we don't stun him because he's got the Amber captured on him anyways. Because Seeker Missiles just kills this guy. Yeah, I think that works. What hits us on a overreach here? I think we want to fight first. Make that guy capture. Let's go ahead and reap here. We'll do our Yandelinks first. At this point, yeah, we're ditching this. Okay, and this just gets shuffled. I think that's fine. Play out these two, which are elusive, so just one of these alone can't kill him anyways. Stun these. It is just a bummer. The one artifact control they used was on our like one card that makes this so much more useful. But if they don't have an answer to this Mars, we're in a really good spot here. We have plenty in the discard. We've got our stealing, except we still don't have our other Simwicks. We're still stuck at one, still don't have our intentional discharge either. Okay, so he's going for it, just removing stuns here. Do they have a way of removing that Amber? I don't think they do. Oh, Scootum. Scootum would be it. Unfortunate. Oh, they went untamed. I missed that. I mean, we could still kill it here. But maybe we go into Skyborn now just to really try and actually finally find this intentional discharge would be fantastic. Activate to overreach. I mean, this isn't worth reaping for anyways because we end up getting or giving them the Amber, which is awful. Don't have Skyborn down, so we are going to trigger this one. The Invigorating Shower here. No, there's not really much to... I just put everything back in their deck. Oh, and the Serenity. Okay. Well, that does give us a key. And give us just a killer Mars turn because they shuffled this stuff back into our deck. I don't think playing this was correct there. Okay, so we'll play Simwix, play this. I'm not sure if we even need to... Ah, they got us. Oh, we did shuffle through though. Bummer. I missed that. There you go. Bad play. This has been my issue. So like even in the games playing Warlock for ABR, oh, of course they draw into. So this is where I still feel like TCO just has really weird stuff about when you shuffle things back into the deck, you just draw right back into them. Because yeah, Invigorating Shower too. Like they are at the top so often. It feels like there's issues. This one we know they got because of they shuffled this back in before. Mars doesn't look great here. Though it stops the key. Nothing is stopping this guy from reaping though, which is really a problem. I think we just have to go... Oh, Skyborn, we still stop the key. That's good. Because this is the pipped one. So we got Chandler, Ping, Bosun, Saboteurs, Reap, discard. We're going to hold this Yandelinks for a turn more like this. But losing the intentional discharge there, that was dumb. I could have at least had one more Reap that turn, right? Like it's not crazy different, but everything matters, especially when you're getting stuff stolen by arachnoids. But anyways, what I was saying, the ABR match, it was still a bad matchup for me because I just didn't bring a strong enough deck. But I am definitely doing a lot of bad sequencing, a lot of like playing too fast, not double checking things. All right, so Carrion Worm, a couple things here. Poltergeist for nothing. Can still stop the key in Mars. But we're not killing this thing, so... But I think to kill this Mars, they kind of have to go dis, especially with that... Oh no, Lost in the Woods is back. But double Carrion Worms is gone. So we'll go ahead and just move that damage there to kill it. Go... Zizok. Simwix, and we're just going to stop the key again. This is where this deck gets super annoying, is you can just kind of keep doing this a lot. And if these survive, and they play other creatures, we can fight and then Zizok to double Zizok. But they probably get stomped here. This one can. This one won't die to a stomp. See if they find it. We do have this Yandelinks again for a pretty big Skyborn turn. But again, we're just not doing much from hand. We need our board to survive to really do the strong stuff of this deck, which I just don't think is enough in most matchups. But again, with PV being a little bit lower on the creature control, we do have at least some chance with a deck like this against PV, but against PV it might not be good enough. If this is all they play, this will be a fantastic turn for us. Because we're not reaping either, so this isn't going off. Yes. So we get to kill 2 of them at least here. Fight here. That captures. Zizok fights here. I think we just have to do this. And then we'll go ahead and drop Yandelinks back down this time. Yeah, I think that sets us up for a nice Skyborn turn. Redrawing into these artifacts is not going to be great. That'll clunk us up a decent amount. But if we can reap with the Yandelinks, that helps a lot. So they probably don't want to go into Saurian here. Yeah, Lost in the Woods is gone, but this could be Serenity. Is that gone? No. Could be PE, could be Serenity. Oh no, there's not a PE, there's the Cladogenesis. Okay, so they get a scout to kill the Yandelinks. Tough. There's an argument for holding the Yandelinks there, so we can just discard it this turn to capture. We'll see if they get to check. Wait, is there 2 Lost in the... Oh no, they shuffled in Lost in the Woods. I keep thinking they played it right after this, but... So not stopping the key in Skyborn, unfortunately, but we're getting Black Tempest down on a turn right after they use one of their bigger creature controls. All the Carrion Worms are gone, so it's really just Serenity now, which they're probably deciding if they're playing. Yeah. Yep. Very interesting, actually. So we can't get the check. Can't stop their key. I think we just move the most cards, which will be Skyborn. Would have loved to have that a turn sooner. It's back with the drop hips. We may just not play creatures here. Oh, it's got the Scutum too. The City Gates capturing is going to be a problem. We're about out of our creature control here. I guess we got the Double Doom. That'll be pretty good. Oh. Or they're just going to Sedimentary Nap it. Interesting. Okay, so they just ditch a Flary. Sadly, I think we maybe need to hit a Flary. Man, these purges. You're welcome. I guess they would like to keep the Imperium. Do we hold the Drumble here? We do have some Amber Pips we can still draw into in Dis, so I think we do. Ask the question. We have it with the stall, with the library, which gets us another good draw. They go into Saurian. They can capture again with the City Gates. Knew they were drawing back into this because they were drawing up to the last 6 in their deck. There's a lot of Archlegates. Eddie's one of our Mars cards. Stomp for the Amber. Outlook, and then they can City Gate to capture 2. It's not good because they just fight and get a lot more Amber. We're not getting to check here. And this Mars only really stalls once we find it. So I think we're in a bit of trouble. Purges a Stomp. Okay, that's actually helpful for us at least. Probably should have done the Yandalinks in case they... I guess they're not going to Serenity here because that gives us a key. Yeah, they just go back into Saurian. And we can only capture 3. So that'll be game. Bummer. So what was that mistake we made? I think I gotta be watching that kind of stuff. Before that. Well, I mean, there was a question on the discard, but that wouldn't have mattered here because they were able to kill everything. We've got the Double Doom here, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, it's just really tough. If the Skyborn doesn't get this going, then it really doesn't do much. The one discharge is just like... Oh, the mistake was when we flipped the deck, not noticing that we had flipped the deck. That would have been 1 more Amber, but City Gates capturing 2, I think means it doesn't make too much of a difference. So, tough one. Yeah, I think this one probably drops off the list fairly quick. I'll give it 1 or 2 more goes, but it's just, especially among my Amber Skies, I don't think this is as good as some of my other ones. So, fun to test out though. It's got the 3 clipped wings, which feel really nice if you're in the right matchup. But if you're in a matchup like this and it's just purging a bunch of stuff that helps your opponent if you purge it, it's not very good. So anyways, thank you for watching. Again, thanks for checking these out. If you have any comments or feedback or whatever, or would like to see more, definitely let me know in the comments, and we'll see you next time on Phlox'em. Take care.